Okay, I want to show you how the buttons work with the defaults. You'll see that there's a little trick here. I'm just going to show you. For example, I have the buy button selected. It's just a default settings. And if I visit the page, it has a nice looking button right here. And it's got a darker red border around the entire thing. And it's probably around 3 or 4 pixels wide. And it's obviously red. It's got click here to buy. That's the default buy button. And you'll see here that I've also placed the shortcode inside the visual editor, and this is opt-in number 1, the ID. Now, if I want to change a color of this, it's really easy to do, and this is for any default button, by the way. So I go to submit, and you'll see here that if I click on gradient, you'll see what happens. This is only for the default buttons. For example, if I want this blue one, and if I click on insert, you'll see that it has a blue gradient, but there's nothing up here. And so if I go and save this, if I go to save this and then I refresh, you'll see no changes at all. That's because on the defaults, you'll need to add a button code here as well if you want the gradient to work. All right. For example, let me just back up here. Let me go here and I will click on button here, and let's say for example I want to add this color here, and I'm going to make it extra block large, and instead of get instant access here, I'm going to put click here to buy, click here to buy, and instead of the email I'm going to add the cart. There it is right there. I just want to look at this, the cart at the beginning. Yep. And you can put the cart button at the beginning or at the end or nothing at all. So now I can click on insert, and now it'll change. You see now the button color will change because the button code is in there now. I have not yet added a gradient, and you'll see now if I refresh this button, you'll see there's a cool color, and it's got a nice effect. Now watch this. I'll come back, and now I can edit the gradient, and I'm going to put a nice cool gradient on there. And let me just click on gradient effect for the button, and you can pick any of these colors right here. You see, let's say for example I want just to use this default gradient color right here. I can change the saturation or the hue of it, but I'm just going to use this one right here, and I click that code in there, and you'll see that when I click on save changes and then I refresh, so there it is there. Okay, you'll see that the blue is really cool. It's still got the red border around it, obviously, and you can change that to a darker blue or what have you, and just go to submit button. Here's the red border right here. See, the border width is 6. So if I want a different border color, I just click on, for example, I don't know how this will look. Let's just say, for example, dark blue, and it's solid, but I can make it, dotted or dashed or groove or whatever I want. And let me just come back and I will save changes. I have no idea how this will look with the dark blue around it, but let's just take a look, and I'll refresh, and there it is there. That looks pretty good. So that's how you change the buttons, and of course I can make a different size of that. I can make it smaller, and you know how to do that. Thank you.